home afterwards, and I remember on the drive home, I said, "Does it ever stop being magic?" He says, "Nope." And we sat up and talked and played guitar for like a couple hours after that. I'm like, "Oh man, I'm glad that you're Vince Gill. I really am." And the ways that we touch people's lives. And I decided to play this last. I was a computer operator at Vanderbilt University when I moved to town when I was 20 years old, and I wrote this song when I was 23. It's the first song I ever had recorded. And several people recorded it, but finally one producer got a hold of it, and he recorded it 2 nights in a row on the 2 biggest singers in country music. One night I got a call from Merlin Littlefield. My friend had asked. I said, "Well, they cut your song on Johnny Cash last night." I'm like, "Oh man," and I went, "That was a great day." And the very next day, getting off at 7 in the morning, going home, my phone rang at 10. And Merlin said, "Well, they cut your song on Kenny Rogers last night." I'm like, I loved waking up like that. And the man who produced both those records, and I give all credit to Kenny in the world for the ways that he changed my life, but it was a guy named Larry Butler. And Larry Butler passed away about a week and a half ago, I believe. And I started getting emails from people saying, "Oh man, I was just thinking about you when Butler passed," and I had to write back. So he said, "I only met him a couple of times, and I don't think I talked to him for more than 3 minutes ever. And he took care with one of my songs and changed my life. I would have never met you."
Yeah, especially if you worked on computers, you'd have never met me.
So, in the memory of Larry Butler, Bobby Braddock emailed me. That was how I found out. And he said that Butler died in his sleep. On a warm summer's eve, on the train bound to Florida, up with the gambler, we were both too tired to sleep, so we took turns staring out the window at the darkness, till boredom overtook us. He commenced to speak, and he said, "Son, I've made a life out of reading people's faces and knowing what their cards were by the way they held their eyes. And if you don't mind my saying, I can see you're out of aces, and for a taste of your whiskey I will give you some advice." So I handed him my bottle, and he drank down my last swallow, and then he bummed a cigarette, and then he bummed a light, and the night got deathly quiet. His face lost all expression. He said, "If you're gonna play the game, kid, you gotta learn to play it right, because every gambler knows that the secret to surviving is knowing what to throw away and knowing what to keep, because every hand's a winner, just like every hand's a loser, and the best that you can hope for is to die in your sleep. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. But you never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There will be time enough for counting when the dealing is done." When he finished speaking, he turned back towards the window, light a cigarette. He faded off to sleep somewheres in the darkness. The gambler, he broke even, but in his final words I found an ace I could keep. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there will be time enough for counting when the dealing is done. But you got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there will be time enough for counting when the dealing is done. You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there will be time enough for counting when the dealing is done. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing is done. I assume you guys both know that nominations for stuff came out today. Do you know about this?
Yes.
Yeah. And you were nominated for the Academy of Country Music Song of the Year. Congratulations.
Would you like to do some wagering?